Well, President Obama says by the year 2020, he wants the U.S. to have the highest proportion of college graduates in the world. To do that, the Department of Education unveiled the National Education Technology Plan. KIMT News 3's Natalie Tendall is finding out what local schools are doing to adapt to the changing world around us. She has a Covering Education special report from Studio 3.
From the way we communicate to the way we work, technology is changing the way we get things done. And now that technology is even hitting education, making the classroom a different place. In a recent survey by software developer Wondershare, teachers were asked to cite what new technology devices they would like to see in their classroom. Here's how it broke down. 82% said they wanted some sort of tablet. 73% said they wanted new teaching software. 72% wanted new laptops, and 70% wanted interactive whiteboards. The survey also says 98% of teachers say technology helps them engage more with their students, and that feeling seems to be the same locally. Education has come a long way. Chalkboards and globes have now become computer screens and iPads. It's a change evolving with students.
I text with people and call people every day, and I play video games with my friends, so I do that stuff all the time too.
The new way of thinking for some school leaders is this: the more adept to technology a student is, the more their education needs to include it. That's why schools are throwing out the old way of doing things and learning to adapt to some changes.
I think as a teacher you have to adapt because, you know, the kids, you have to change with the kids because the old ways of teaching have gone by the wayside. They want to use the technology. And once you're done with this, make sure you can email it my way and I'll have it graded yet today.
Take a look at Mr. Baumgart's class. He's been teaching for 30 years, and this semester he's gone completely paperless, and he's not reluctant to the change.
It's very easy to get around with doing paperwork. It gets me a lot more organized. I don't have stacks and stacks of paper to go through. I can just do it all on the computer. I can email them back to them and have instant results.
All Garner-Hayfield students use personal laptops in class provided by the school. They say with the exception of math, pencil and paper are hardly necessary anymore.
We don't have to lug around books and everything. Some of our books are even on the computer, and we can have all of our papers on it.
A smart board is also used in this class. It's an interactive whiteboard which Mr. Baumgart says keeps students more active and involved instead of just sitting back listening to a lecture. And you can forget the piece of paper and even that keyboard. In some classes, iPads like this are making learning a whole lot easier.
Yellow. Well done.
iPads and their scrolling touchscreens is another up-and-coming tool for teachers. In New Richland, Minnesota, Apple representatives stopped by to teach area teachers how to use these devices in the classroom.
If you do electronic textbooks, your textbooks can always be up to date.
And you won't believe what they can do.
All of these technologies are out there, and they're great resources. If you look at the stuff on the iPads, the apps that are out there that are educational, it's phenomenal.
You can say goodbye to the old-fashioned textbooks. This device downloads everything to one screen and boasts a built-in dictionary. And how about measuring distances or creating a musical masterpiece? Well, there's an app for that. Mr. Ritter is a vocal music teacher. He tells us every year he incorporates more and more technology.
People use it for accompaniments. They use it for opportunities for students to hear great groups. You can assess groups can assess themselves by listening to themselves and seeing themselves, and so it has a lot of practical application.
From special needs classes to the college level, Apple says their iPads are quickly becoming the gadget of choice because they're up to date and simple to use. But by no means are we at the Jetson-style schooling just yet. In fact, there are a few with reservations about where technology is going and how that will impact kids.
They don't know how to research. They don't know, they barely know how to write. They don't spend enough time, you know, putting pen to paper and looking things up and making that cognitive connection. And I mean, it's an incredible tool, but it can also be kind of dangerous.
Ritter says students who use devices like iPads and computers are accessing a different part of their brain, and he's worried it may hurt them in the long run. That's why he says the student-teacher interaction is crucial.
You know, just continue to be good teachers and strive to make yourself better and make yourself a more, you know, a better tool for your students to learn from. But, you know, if your heart's in the right place, computer can't learn that.
That is correct.
And it doesn't look like these will be taking over the entire classroom anytime soon.
Trying to improve the strategies of teaching. And technology is a tool and it's an access point but it still takes a top-notch teacher in the classroom to pull all of that together.
With budget cuts in the world of education, superintendents we talked with say finding the funds for updated technology can be difficult. Superintendent Wellen says one way schools can help afford it is by trading out supplies like books and whiteboards for tablets and computers.
And of course, there is some technology that teachers would prefer not to see in their classrooms. According to the Wondershare Teacher Survey, they'd like to see portable gaming devices, iPods, and cell phones left at home.